Have you ever wondered what secrets lie beneath the endless ice and fog of the world's largest island? Welcome to Unmasked Planet. I'm Lucas, and today we're unraveling the hidden and sometimes shocking realities of Greenland. This Arctic paradise might look like a frosty dreamland, but within its vast expanse exist curious customs and mind-boggling traditions that will leave you speechless. From centuries-old hunting rituals to unexpected societal roles and lifestyles, Greenland is full of surprises. Stick around as we explore 10 mind-blowing facts, including how Greenlandic women follow traditions most foreigners find hard to believe. Let's dive in. Number 1. Multiple partners in a frozen land. Polygamy may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Greenland. However, throughout Greenland's history, especially among Inuit communities, relationships have taken forms that outsiders might find astonishing. Historically, some Inuit groups, which include Greenlandic Inuit, lived in such extreme environments that resources and survival strategies shaped their social structures in unique ways. People often needed to share duties for hunting, fishing, and domestic work, leading to more flexible relationship arrangements. While not a mainstream practice today, stories persist of Inuit men or women who took on more than one partner to ensure survival in the frigid Arctic. Greenland's communities, scattered across miles of unyielding tundra, had little access to consistent trade or modern conveniences until the 20th century. In some instances, extended family structures and polygamous relationships helped ensure that children had multiple caregivers. Hunters had better support in collecting seal or whale meat, and women had a safety network during childbirth or harsh winters. Modern Greenland is, of course, primarily monogamous. Yet the historical accounts of polygamy and the reasons behind it remain part of Greenland's tapestry of traditions. To this day, elders keep these tales alive, occasionally surprising foreigners who assume that polygamy belongs solely to far-flung deserts or island societies. In Greenland, polygamy once served as a crucial survival mechanism. Number 2. Sacred ink on women's faces. Tattoos in Greenland may be nothing like the colorful, trendy ink you see in modern cities. For Greenlandic Inuit women, tattoos have an ancient, symbolic significance, sometimes so important that outsiders are shocked by how deeply they are woven into culture and spirituality. Imagine intricate lines and dots gracing the face, arms, and even the inside of the mouth. Traditionally, these tattoos were hand-poked using natural pigments, and each symbol represented personal stories of womanhood, fertility, and spiritual connections. Often started in adolescence, the tattoos were believed to protect the wearer from evil spirits and help them in the afterlife. Although this ancient practice almost disappeared due to colonial influences and Christian missionaries discouraging such body markings, there has been a recent resurgence. Modern Greenlandic women are reclaiming these tattoos, seeing them as a mark of pride in their ancestral heritage. A few skilled artists in Nuuk and other towns have taken up the mantle to keep the traditions alive, blending old methods with safer, more modern techniques. For a traveler visiting Greenland, it can be startling to discover that these tattoos aren't just for style. They are living symbols of identity, spirituality, and a bond that unites Greenlandic women across generations. If you're lucky enough to engage in a conversation with a Greenlandic woman proudly displaying her facial or hand tattoos, you're in for a lesson in cultural resilience. Number 3. A shocking culinary rite of passage. Greenland's cuisine can be quite surprising for unprepared visitors, but among the most striking customs is the communal celebration of the first catch, typically associated with young hunters, and equally celebrated by women when their sons or relatives succeed. In many Greenlandic settlements, when a young person makes their first successful seal hunt, it's a moment of communal joy. Seal is a primary source of sustenance and has been for centuries. given that agriculture is nearly impossible in most parts of Greenland. The entire community may gather to share in the feast, and the seal's meat, blubber, and even internal organs can be consumed. What might shock outsiders is the raw or fermented nature of some dishes, like muktuk, whale skin with a thin layer of blubber, or kiviak, a traditional and extremely pungent Inuit dish made by fermenting seabirds inside a seal carcass. Women often play a significant role in preparing these foods, using techniques passed down through generations. It's not for the faint of heart, but it underscores how survival in the Arctic forged culinary traditions that can seem unfathomable to outsiders. The first catch is also spiritually symbolic, marking the transition from childhood to adulthood. This celebration cements a person's place in the community. And yes, women are often the ones who orchestrate the event, handle the cooking or fermenting, and teach newcomers. Another powerful illustration of how central their role can be in Greenlandic society. Number 4. Are Greenlandic marriages really arranged? While fully arranged marriages in Greenland are rare today, there's a custom that still resonates in smaller communities where families play a significant role in pairing off young adults. In some remote villages, it's not about forced marriage, but rather a tradition where families might nudge or encourage relationships they deem beneficial. Historically, Greenlandic parents were keen observers of how a young man could handle hunting, or how a young woman contributed to the community's well-being. If families believed two individuals would form a strong partnership for survival, they subtly facilitated their union. That said, times are changing, and cities like Nuuk, Sisimiut, or Ilulissat are increasingly modern, with global connections shaping their dating culture. Still, traveling through smaller settlements, you might encounter tales from elders about how they met their spouses through gentle family negotiation. This can be surprising to visitors from countries where love marriages are the unshakable norm. Greenlandic women in particular held, and in many ways still hold, a certain power in these negotiations. Given their importance in domestic life, food preparation, and cultural continuity, a woman's consent was, and is, crucial, even in arranged setups. While these traditions may not be commonplace in modern urban Greenland, the echoes of the past remain strong in collective memory. Number 5. Women leading the spiritual realm. When you think of shamans, perhaps you imagine male figures drumming and chanting in remote Arctic igloos. Yet in Greenlandic traditions, female shamans, known in some areas as angakuk, play an equally, if not more, influential role. For centuries, spiritual leaders guided Inuit communities, offering healing, protection from malevolent spirits, and insight into the forces of nature. Women who rose to shamanic positions were believed to have inherited or acquired special connections with otherworldly realms. They performed sacred dances, used elaborate masks, and sometimes entered trances to communicate with spirit helpers. What's even more fascinating is how these female shamans influence community decisions. Beyond their role as healers, they were integral in advising on hunting routes, communal disputes, and even relationships, a testament to the depth of respect afforded to their spiritual power. In small coastal villages, it wasn't uncommon for entire families to consult a female shaman before embarking on hunting trips or making major life choices. Today, Christianity has a significant presence in Greenland, but pockets of traditional belief still exist, woven into cultural festivities. You might find that modern Greenlandic women balance these ancient roles with contemporary life, preserving intangible cultural heritage that remains hidden to the casual tourist. Number 6. The social tradition that binds communities. Greenland's winters are harsh and isolating, making social gatherings deeply treasured. Perhaps the most notable tradition is the Kaffemik, a celebration that might appear tame at first, but actually has profound cultural significance, especially for the women hosting it. Kaffemik literally means via coffee and is a Greenlandic custom that marks special occasions, birthdays, weddings, first hunts, baptisms, virtually any life event worth celebrating. What sets Kaffemik apart is its open-door policy. Anyone can show up, and no one is turned away. The host, often the matriarch of the family or the honoree herself, prepares coffee, tea, cakes, pastries, and sometimes traditional Greenlandic foods. While it might sound like a quaint afternoon tea, the shock for foreigners comes from the sheer communal scale. A single Kaffemik can last all day, with waves of people arriving and departing. The hostess is expected to offer refreshments to everyone, creating a sense of warmth and unity in one of the coldest places on Earth. Women typically orchestrate the entire event, cooking, baking, decorating the home, and ensuring guests are comfortable. It's a labor of love. To refuse an invitation can be seen as rude, and not showing up, especially in smaller towns, might strain relationships. This tradition underscores how Greenlandic women foster community bonds, forging connections that help sustain emotional well-being during the long, dark winters. Number 7. When the sun never sets, and neither do the parties. Greenland's extreme seasonal shifts might be one of the most jarring experiences for visitors. In the peak of summer, the sun stays up nearly 24 hours a day in many parts of Greenland. The result? Endless days and endless social get-togethers, especially among women who seize the chance to celebrate. During the long dark of winter, people often suffer from isolation and seasonal depression. Once summer arrives with its near-constant daylight, there's an explosion of energy. Women in Greenlandic communities take the lead in organizing midnight social gatherings, outdoor barbecues, and communal bonfires along the coast. It's a surreal experience for first-time visitors who might find themselves sipping coffee or beer at 2 a.m. while the sun still glistens on the horizon. Traditional drum dances, storytelling sessions, and even impromptu musical performances can pop up, with local women often stepping forward to share ballads passed down through generations. These midnight socials serve a deeper purpose. They strengthen communal bonds, help younger generations connect with cultural legacies, and provide an emotional counterbalance to the harsh winter months. Women are the backbone of these events, handling logistics, cooking, and ensuring that everyone, families, friends, and even strangers, feels welcome. The shock for outsiders lies in discovering a place that, during summer, literally never sleeps. Number 8. Who really raises the children? In many Western cultures, parenting is typically the domain of nuclear families. In Greenland, however, child-rearing can be quite communal, with women taking shared responsibility in ways that can stun unfamiliar onlookers. Though modern times have brought changes, Greenlandic communities, especially in smaller towns, continue to rely on a shared approach to raising children. It's not unusual for a child to spend extended periods with relatives or close family friends, learning different skills or absorbing community traditions. This communal upbringing fosters resilience and adaptability, traits vital in an environment where cooperation is key to survival. One surprising aspect is the freedom children often have to roam and explore. You may see a 5-year-old playing outside in the snow without immediate adult supervision, an alarming sight for many newcomers. Yet local women keep a watchful, though often discreet, eye. Grandmothers, aunts, and even neighbors frequently step in as caregivers, ensuring children's safety, while also allowing them room to learn independence. From an outsider's perspective, this communal model can seem both liberating and unsettling. After all, it challenges the privacy-focused parenting norms in many other places. But within Greenland, It's a tried and tested way of ensuring that every child has multiple role models and sources of support. Number 9. Arctic females paddling through tradition. Greenland is the birthplace of the kayak, a vessel originally crafted for hunting in icy waters. While you might picture a rugged male hunter braving the waves, don't be fooled. Greenlandic women have a legacy of kayak mastery that might blow your mind. Historically, Inuit men used kayaks for seal and whale hunting, but women also participated in paddling, ferrying goods, and traveling to neighboring settlements. In some accounts, women were just as skilled, if not more so, in maneuvering these sleek boats. There are even stories of women saving entire hunting parties by expertly navigating treacherous waters. In modern Greenland, kayaking is as much a sport as it is a cultural tradition. You'll find local competitions celebrating precision rolling, techniques essential for surviving capsizes in freezing waters. While men's events draw crowds, women's competitions evoke tremendous respect. Some female paddlers train rigorously to master the difficult Greenland roll, an advanced technique requiring impeccable balance and stamina. For tourists, discovering that women in Greenland have such a long-standing relationship with kayaking challenges stereotypical assumptions about gender roles in traditional Arctic cultures. These women preserve an art form passed down through generations, bridging the gap between functional necessity and sporting prowess. Number 10. Women running the show. Behind the scenes, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and on the surface, one might assume Western norms dominate. But dig deeper, and you'll uncover a more nuanced reality. Matriarchal influence runs strong in many Greenlandic families. In a land where survival often depends on tight-knit communities, women have traditionally handled decisions about food, distribution, child-rearing, and social gatherings. The crucial role of women in preparing and preserving food, like drying fish, fermenting meats, or ensuring enough winter provisions, place them at the center of communal well-being. When you combine this practical authority with spiritual leadership roles, as seen with female shamans, arranged partnership negotiations, and communal child-rearing, you realize that Greenlandic women have historically wielded significant power. Sometimes it's expressed quietly, but it's undeniably there. Even today, in many families, the grandmother or mother figure is the linchpin who upholds traditions, resolves conflicts, and ensures everyone is cared for. For visitors, witnessing a seemingly patriarchal society give way to the reality of strong female leadership can be both enlightening and surprising. Yes, men might be out hunting for days, but it's often the women who ensure that everything and everyone runs smoothly. At home, they are the heartbeat of Greenlandic culture, preserving ancient customs, providing emotional support, and forging social bonds vital for Arctic survival. So there you have it, 10 shocking facts that reveal just how incredible and complex Greenland really is. From the centuries-old role of female shamans to the communal child-rearing practices and fascinating tattoo traditions, Greenlandic women have played a pivotal part in shaping this culture's very core. Which of these facts left you the most stunned? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Lucas from Unmasked Planet, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into Greenland's hidden world, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more global explorations, and share this video with your friends who love uncovering cultural mysteries. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring our amazing planet.